Imagine this. Yesterday, $10 bought you 2 snacks. Today, it only buys one. Same money, less stuff. No one stole it, no one touched it, yet somehow your money lost power while you were sleeping. That's not bad luck. That's how money works. And most people never stop to think about it. They just earn, spend, repeat, and wonder why it's never enough. Money seems simple at first. You work, you get paid, you spend, and you repeat. If you want more, you work harder. Sounds logical, but if hard work alone created wealth, then construction workers, nurses, cleaners, and delivery drivers would all be rich. Many of them are not. So clearly, money doesn't follow effort. It follows rules. Rules that are rarely taught in school, rarely explained at home, and rarely understood by most adults. Money is not wealth. Money is not value. Money is a tool humans invented to make life easier. Long ago, people traded chickens for bread, fish for shoes, or tools for cloth. That worked until it didn't. What if the baker didn't want chickens? What if you needed shoes but only had apples? Then what? Money became the answer. Money wasn't magic, it was an agreed-upon language of trade. Everyone trusted it, and that trust gave it power. A dollar is just a piece of paper. It only works because society believes it does. Take away that belief, and it is worthless. Most of the money today isn't even paper. It exists as numbers on screens. You can't touch it, yet it controls your life. Rent, bills, tuition, groceries, healthcare, fuel, almost everything runs through these invisible numbers. And most people think money comes from work. It doesn't. Money is created by governments and banks. When a bank gives a loan or a government prints money, new money enters the system. When loans are repaid, money disappears again. That's why money feels confusing. It appears out of nowhere, disappears quietly, and affects your life in ways you barely notice. Now let's talk about something everyone feels, yet few understand. Inflation. Inflation is what happens when money slowly loses value over time. Not overnight, not dramatically, quietly. Imagine you saved $10 last year. This year, that same $10 buys less than it did before. A bag of chips costs a little more. Gas costs a little more. Rent costs a little more. That's inflation. When too much money chases too few goods, prices rise. Everyone has more money, but each dollar is worth less. Your money doesn't disappear, but its power erodes slowly, invisibly, quietly. This is also why banks exist. Most people think banks just store money safely, like giant vaults. They don't. Banks move money. When you deposit $1,000, the bank doesn't lock it away. It lends most of it to someone else. That's how banks make money. They pay you a little interest and charge borrowers more. Your money is never idle. It's always working for someone, somewhere. Banks are not there to protect you. They're there to make the system flow. They are middlemen, yes, but the most powerful kind, because they control the movement of money. Interest is one of the most powerful ideas in finance. It is simple in concept. Borrow $100 and pay back $110. That extra 10 is interest, the price of using money that isn't yours. Think of it as rent for money. Interest is one of the few forces in life that can quietly destroy you or quietly make you wealthy. When you owe money, interest works against you. Credit cards, personal loans, payday loans, small debts compound into large burdens. But when you invest, interest works for you. Your money earns money, and that money earns more money. That is the magic of compounding. Same force, completely different outcome. Saving and investing are not the same. Saving protects money. Investing grows it. Saving is like putting seeds in a drawer. They're safe, but they never grow. Investing is planting seeds in soil, giving them sunlight, water, and time. At first, it seems nothing is happening. Then, slowly, quietly, growth begins. Time is the most underrated factor in wealth building. People think income builds wealth. It doesn't. Time does. Small amounts invested consistently over years beat large amounts invested late. You don't need to be rich to invest. You need patience. The biggest mistake people make with money is focusing only on earning it without understanding it. They chase higher salaries, second jobs, extra hours, yet never stop to understand the rules. Money doesn't reward effort, it rewards understanding. Once you understand the rules, you stop struggling and start planning. You stop feeling stressed every time the paycheck comes in. You start feeling calm because you know the system. Another common mistake is thinking money is emotional. Money isn't emotional, people are. Money is neutral. It flows where understanding flows. If you don't understand it, it disappears. If you do, it grows. That's why financial education is more important than earning more hours at work. Time invested in learning about money pays far more than time spent flipping burgers, coding, or designing logos, unless you also understand how to manage and grow the income from it. Let's make this simple. A smart way to think about money is spend less than you earn. Save before you spend, not after. Invest what you don't need immediately, avoid unnecessary debt, and give money time to grow. No shortcuts, no hype, no magic tricks, just consistency and patience. Imagine two people who earn the same amount their entire lives. Same job, same hours, same lifestyle. One spends everything, the other saves a little and invests early. 30 years later, the difference is massive. The spender is stressed, uncertain, constantly worrying about bills. The saver and investor is calm, confident, and secure. Not because one person was smarter or luckier, but because one understood how money works. Even small amounts matter. $100 invested early might seem trivial, but with compounding over decades, it can grow to tens of thousands. Imagine starting at 20, investing a small fraction of your allowance or salary every month. By the time you're 50, it could be life-changing. That's the hidden power most people overlook. Time multiplies money in ways effort alone never can. Money also reveals habits, character, and patience. It exposes laziness, short-sightedness, and impulsive thinking. People often say money changes people, but it doesn't. It reveals them. Someone who constantly overspends, borrows recklessly, or ignores financial education will always struggle. Someone who plans, saves, and invests consistently will always grow wealth over time, almost inevitably. One more truth. Value is not intrinsic. Money only measures the value we assign to things. Gold, a smartphone, a luxury handbag, or a cup of coffee. The value comes from human perception. Understanding this is crucial. If you can create or recognize value, money follows. That's why doctors, software engineers, entrepreneurs, and creatives can earn huge sums. Their work provides something perceived as valuable by many people. If you provide value, people will pay you. If not, even hard work won't make you rich. Debt is another invisible trap. Many people are caught not because they don't earn, but because they borrow for things that don't grow in value. Cars, clothes, gadgets, nice, but they depreciate. Meanwhile, investments, businesses, education, they can grow wealth. The difference between financial freedom and struggle often boils down to understanding this simple rule. Time is also your greatest ally. Most people trade hours for dollars, and that's finite. The top earners leverage time. They make money work for them, not just themselves. Investments, businesses, royalties, these are ways time compounds. Money in motion over decades turns modest earnings into security, freedom, and choice. That's the real power of understanding finance early. Imagine starting with nothing, no inheritance, no special connections. One person spends everything, another learns the rules, saves a little, invests wisely, and lets time do its magic. After 30, 40 years, the difference is enormous. One worries about bills and emergencies. The other wakes up every day knowing their money is working for them, silently, consistently, without stress. Money isn't evil. Money isn't magical.
Money is a tool, and like any tool, it works best in the hands of someone who understands it. Learn the rules, respect the system, start now, and watch how the world of money transforms from a mystery into a powerful ally that works quietly, patiently, and reliably for you. Because this is the truth that no one tells you. Money doesn't create freedom. Understanding money does. And the sooner you start, the sooner your life changes. So imagine this again. $10 buys 2 snacks. With patience, knowledge, and time, $10 can quietly grow into 100, then 1,000, then enough to create freedom. That's the magic people miss. The power is not in luck, it's not in effort, it's in learning, understanding, and letting time do the heavy lifting. And once you realize this, the game changes forever.